Hi, welcome to session 4 of Workstation Setup. So today we're going to be looking at your monitor, your phone, and your desktop. And why this is critical is because we spend so many hours at our computer, and if we have an ideal setup, then it helps decrease the impact on our body. So we can be happy and relaxed, and hopefully not that much pain or discomfort, or none at all. And when we're looking at our phone, one of the main things that I see is people will be on the phone and then they'll end up having to type at the same time, so then they actually put their phone between their shoulder and their ear and then they're typing away. And you could imagine if you're doing that for a long time, even if it's only half an hour a day, it really has all of these muscles here to constrict, and it can cause a lot of issues. So what I recommend is if you will be on the phone and typing a lot at the same time, please do get a headset, so that way you're able to just have that on your head and you can go ahead and type away, and then you can keep your head and your shoulders and your neck in a nice neutral position, and it'll really keep that whole area quite happy. And another thing about the phone is really the location of your phone. Because sometimes I see people's phones and they're just really far away, to have to reach really far to get the phone. You really ideally want to have the phone within an arm's length distance. So really just even being able to have your elbow right at your side still and then still answer the phone. That would be the ideal location. Because really for things on our desktop, it's like real estate, right? Whatever you can reach without moving, like your elbows away from your body, that would be your prime real estate. That's like waterfront property. And then if you have to reach out and stretch out like this, that would be maybe like walking to the places that you want to go. And then if you actually have to get up and move, then that would be like living, I don't know, what, an hour away? So we want to keep the things that we use most often within our one arm's reach, like without even having to move our elbows. And then once again, things that we use less often, we would actually have it farther, like up to stretching a whole arm's length away. And then things that we use least frequently, then we might actually have to stand up and get it. And the other thing to notice about our desktop is the height of our desktop. So we want to have our desktop ideally about 1/2 of an inch below our elbow. So you can see right now that my arm is actually maybe about 2 inches below the height of my desktop. So what we would want to do here is actually raise my seat. Or we won't raise the seat at all. Let's just pretend we raise the seat. So we would actually raise the seat, and if we need to, we would get a footstool so that we can actually keep our feet still at a nice 90-degree angle and well supported. That's how we would deal with that. And the last piece is, if we often have to write and if our desktop is too high, the way that we can compensate for that is to have a clipboard so we can actually write and keep our elbow nice and close to our body instead of having to reach really far away. Because I also see this quite often where people are writing at a weird place. Just get a clipboard and you're going to be writing really nice and comfortably. And the last piece is with our monitor. So with our monitor, really we want to have the height such that our eyes naturally fall at the top line of text. If the monitor is much too high, you'll notice that your eyes might end up falling naturally at the bottom line of text. So you'll want to lower it such that your eyes naturally fall at the top line of text. And you'll want to notice the distance that your monitor is usually, when you're sitting properly in a chair, should be about 1 arm's length away. But you'll know what's comfortable for you, but that's about a nice distance for me. And you also want to see if it's centered, because you don't want your head too far off to one side or the other, because then it's going to have you turn your head to one side or the other, which will then engage those muscles on that side of your body. And a couple of more tips. So as you can see, I wear glasses. So I have 2 pairs of glasses. When I saw my eye doctor, I have my regular prescription, and I also have the prescription for use on the computer. And what we did is we had some reading material that we put at about an arm's length away, and then the doctor found out what my prescription was for the computer. And for those of you who use bifocals, the tip for that is you can actually tilt your monitor. So how you would do that is just tilt the bottom out a bit, and that usually helps have your monitor be comfortable for you. So you'll want to test it out and see what works best for you. But that's my tip for compensating for glasses. And the last piece is the font size. So it's really nice to play with the size of the font, because I find that sometimes I sit too close to the monitor, so at the end of the day I'm kind of slouched over. And if I have my font a little bit bigger, it actually forces me to sit back because it's too big and I don't want to be that close to it. So that's it for session 4, and I look forward to seeing you next week for some stretches and exercises. Have a good day. Goodbye.